Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So my last video was a little bit of a plea for help, but trying to figure out how to kind of jumpstart this battery. This is a 48 volt battery with a 12 volt DC to DC converter. And so I do appreciate everybody that commented or took time out to, kind of try to help me with it. It seemed like the general gist of it is that you got to learn CAN bus. You got to have something plugged into it that this thing will recognize as the car, which it came out of, and then it will turn on. And I don't have the knowledge or the resources to do that. So what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to try applying 12 volts to the contactor. I might try, I'll definitely try applying 12 volts to the posts as well. See if that does anything, but I highly doubt that it will. And yeah, maybe I'll try applying power to other places too. We'll see what happens. So let me go out to the garage, and I'm gonna do this out in my battery shell out in the garage, just in case anything bad happens. I can get it outside pretty quick. So definitely not a basement type thing right here. So let's go out to the garage and see what happens. So the middle post here is ground or negative. The left one is 12 volt and the right one is 48 volt. And so you can see on either one of those we have 1 point. Yeah, we really have no volts on the 12 volt side. All right, so that's that. So here I have a power supply, just a bench power supply. Let's see, we're doing 5 amps max at 13.9 volts. We're gonna do it a little bit higher than 12 volts. Typically this would be, I don't know if these cars have a lead acid battery, but that's about what they charge at. Like, we're gonna hook up to the negative, and the positive. And so you see over here, see 0 amps. So that means that there's nothing there. It's an open circuit, nothing going on. I'm gonna turn this up to 48. See what happens on this side. Nothing. So that's open circuit as well. If I put that on the 12 volt side, nothing happens. Next, I'm gonna try getting into these little leads right here. This is the contactor right in here, and I'm assuming red is positive, black is negative. And I'm just gonna shave these wires here a little bit and hook up with the alligator clips. Just gonna check the battery voltage here while I'm at it. So we have 41.9, which is what we had before. That's good. Plug the shunt back in. And so the reason I shaved the wires instead of disconnecting them is I wanted to see if, something's supplying power here, it might need to supply power back into the power supply as well. Okay, that's pulling 0.2 amps. Nothing blew up yet. So now I want to see if when I do this, I get anything on the output here. Yeah, I get 41.9. So that is turning on this 48 volt side. I don't hear anything else turning on, so let's see what happens here. Nothing. That's millivolts showing on the meter right now. Okay, so next thing's next. I am going to try hooking up to the CAN bus port with those. I switched it down to 5 volts just for fun. I did find a pinout for the connector, and it looks like pin 2 is positive, pin 5 is negative. And I'm gonna try hooking up. I'll put a picture of that up on the screen there so you can see it. I think this is the one that I'm dealing with, but it's kind of hard to find. So let's see what happens here. All right, I had to hook up a couple of smaller alligator clips to this, but I got it hooked up to pin 2 and 5. Turn this on and see what happens. I have it at 5 volts now. Nothing. Turn it up to 14. Nothing. Open circuit. All right, next I'm going to try hooking up to pin 11. Pin 11 is the ignition switch wire. Nothing. Open circuit. Well, just for fun, let's hook up to pin 2 and 11 with 14 volts and pin 5 with the ground. See what happens. Ooh, getting something going through there. Turn that off for a second. Crank up the amperage. .26 going in, so something's getting powered. All right, this is going to be even more fun. Let's hook up to pin 8 as well. Just bring you guys down here, see what's going on. So there's my connector, and I was able to get a picture in there. So pin 1 is on the top left, and 6 is on the top right, and then 7 and 12. So this is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just making sure these aren't grounding out at all. But I have all these other leads attached to the one alligator clip right there. All right, let's try this here. I heard something make a noise. All right, try disconnecting one of them. Oh, look at that. I got the fans to turn on. Those are nice fans. Those blow a lot of air. Nice and quiet too. I'm gonna have to use those for something. Let me check the voltages. Nope, still nothing. Looks like I'm getting 5 volts on the 48 volt pin now. Turn those off. All right, so now what I'm going to try is I'm going to try the ignition wire on here. I'm going to leave the fan off because I think that just powers the fan. That's cool and all, but not for our purposes right now. And then I'm going to try hooking up 12 volt to the battery leads here. Nothing. Now I'm going to hook up to the other part. Okay. 0.28 amps. I should have 12 volts here because I'm putting 12 volts into it, 13.9. I'm going to also have 12 volts there. Weird. Okay, now I have everything hooked up down here. I have positive and negative hooked up here. Let me turn this on. Okay, I got the relay to click. I'm getting 41 volts there. Not getting 12 volts here. Getting 41 there, which I should be. One more try. Nope, nothing. 41. All right, last thing I'm going to try here. I'm just going to completely disconnect the BMS leads here. Try it one more time. I don't know. I also have the fan hooked up right now. I got nothing. Try a couple more configurations, but I think I'm probably going to give up here. Who thinks it's a good idea to short out the CAN port? We're going to try that next. Alright, this is probably not a good idea, but we'll see what happens. 0.3 amps. Try that one more time. I get 2 volts on the output now. Alright, this has 2 CAN ports. One is private and one is normal. And I'm going to try shorting both of them at the same time. I think we're somewhere between 5 and 12 volts. No. All right, well, that was, I guess, a failure. I didn't get the DC to DC converter working, as you saw. You know, we did get the fan working, so that's a cool piece that you could use for cooling something. The contactor does work. You could, you know, leave that as part of it and just have a, you know, a little switch controlling that contactor. I mean, overall, yes, it's a small battery. I really wish I could have gotten the DC to DC converter working, but so be it. You know, it's 460 watt hour battery. So, you know, you can, I don't know what you can do with it, but I make that sound really enticing. But, you know, there are small applications you could do with it, or, you know, if it's cheap enough, you could get a bunch of them, put them all together, and you get yourself a good pack. You know, I think these are pretty new batteries from what I'm told. You know, so, you know, they haven't really been cycled much. Everything was perfectly balanced. So, you know, overall, cool little package. But we couldn't get the DC to DC converter working. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you on the next one. And hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and catch you later.